MMAOddsBreaker Frank Trigg. Today we're talking to Uncle Creepy, Ian McCall, right fresh out of Bikram Yoga.
Yes, sir.
I thought he showered, but he hasn't. That's just how good his hair looks all the time.
Yeah, my man bun. I'm still all wet from Bikram.
Still all wet. I hate Bikram. I hate it. I get bored. 90 minutes of the same 26 postures drives me crazy. I do hot yoga, but I just don't do Bikram because I got to have something different.
Sorry. My dad's washing the windows outside, so it's fucking noisy. But yeah, Bikram, it's really, I mean, I've done other yoga like once or twice, and the main reason why I do just Bikram is because that's all I know, and my girlfriend is a Bikram Nazi. She does like 4 hours a day, so it's just...
She goes to 2 classes a day at Bikram?
Not every day, but she probably does, she does it a lot. And like, we'll do a Bikram class, and then she's like, okay, you ready for another? And I'm like, no, I'm going to go to Whole Foods and eat.
Yeah. I'm not doubling up. I'm not spending 3 hours in the heat. Sorry, honey. It's not going to...
4 hours, because she has to get there half an hour early and warm up.
Oh, no way. Not happening.
That's why
I guess an hour?
Yeah. So that's why she looks the way she does. So
I need enough time to walk and lay my mat down, and I'm good. Let's start. Because, I'm going to start sweating so much. It's like... And then, how do you catch up? Because if you do Bikram and then you go do a hard practice, like how do you catch up back up with your fluids? Because you're sweating so much.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you catch up that much? Throughout the day.
I mean, I get coconut water. I've got my recovery stuff. I drink a ton of water. It's just a healthy. I think for maybe the last year and a half, I've truly been like super healthy. My diet is very vegan centric. I'm not a vegan, but the meals that I have pre-made for me, so it's 15 meals a week. It's called a Gorgeous mix. My friend Mark Gorgeous makes it, and my other buddy Andy makes my juices, and they kind of combine, and they have this whole plan. And then the same guy that owns the juice company does my massages. So it's definitely a full-time job, but it's a lot of work and a lot of upkeep and maintenance. I mean, just the water intake alone is is crazy. And I only do Bikram a couple days a week.
How much water are you taking in a day?
Of straight just water, a gallon, and then on top of everything else, maybe close to another gallon. I mean. Wow. And maybe because I'm so small, maybe not that much, but I mix. I have my recovery stuff, my protein shakes, my Onnit T Plus. Everything is mixed, so it's just there's a lot of liquid.
Do you have somebody? With that much liquid, when do you eat? Do you actually eat solid food? I mean, you say you have 15 meals a week made, but do you actually eat them?
Oh yeah, and they're for vegan food, it's good, and I try to only eat meat at night. I try to only have my meat because I'll come home. My dad's a pescatarian, right?
He only eats fish. Yep.
Yeah, fish and chicken.
Okay.
So I'll come home and eat my meat, as my last meal. And plus, with my daughter being sick, her diet has to be perfect, so the house is gluten free, and everything's forcefully on point.
Well, yeah, because, with your daughter, she's just going to reach in and grab what she wants. She's not going to think about it. Oh, that's got gluten in it. That's got this in it. That's got that in it. So you have to clean the house out. And it's not even, put on the upper shelf. Well, we'll just put the cookies on the top shelf. She'll never get to them. Well, then all of a sudden, you come in the kitchen, she's in the middle of her 5th handful. You're like, oh, well. So, yeah, I understand because my kids are the same way. They just climb and get in the middle of everything. So
yeah, and luckily she turns 3 on the 2nd, so she's not – I guess technically she could climb it because she's a monkey, but my dad. I think my dad's stash of like Milanos and tiger milk bars is up on top of the fridge. But the whole house is very very healthy.
Yeah, and as it should be because it's you don't want to have temptation in the house for you either when you're trying to stay on point.
Exactly.
So let's talk about John Lineker. That's your next opponent coming up here, UFC Fight Night, November 8th. We're just about a week away and some change. Break him down for us. As an opponent, what's his strength and what are his weaknesses?
He has a lot of power, obviously. He hits hard. He hits hard not just to the head, he hits hard to the body. I mean, the guy's got real power. And it's definitely he's it's either him or Dotson hit the hardest, in the division. And I don't really know who would hit harder. I can't really put my finger on it. But besides that, I know he's only a blue belt in jiu-jitsu. And I'm still a purple belt because I don't wear my gi ever, which I should more. But, I don't see much. And plus, he doesn't throw straight punches.
Right.
Like, the guy can't throw a straight punch to save his life. So that's really the main thing I'm worried about. Yeah, he out-wrestled Alp, or however you say the guy's name, but that guy had a stupid game plan. I mean,
yeah, it didn't make much of a sense.
No, and plus I think that Greco it translates better to bigger weight classes for MMA.
Right.
And a freestyle is better for this. For us smaller guys. So I'm not really worried about any other situation except for him hitting me. And if you look at the last two guys I fought, they were both swinging for the fences, and neither of them hit me very much, so it's, especially Brad, Brad barely touched me. Brad even came to the locker room after and was like, bro, did I even hit you?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, you hit me a couple times.
I talked to Brad about that fight. I was actually in Manchester covering an event. He was there with some of his fighters. I talked to him a little bit about it. He's like, I think I hit Ian maybe 3 times the entire fight. Like, I missed everything. Yeah. So even he recognized that he couldn't hit anything.
Yeah, and that's the game plan. It's hard, as you know, it's hard to have defense with little gloves. Big gloves, you can cover and roll and do all the stuff, but with the evolution of the sport, it's just easier to just not get punched, Yeah, and if I can out of the way and punch him back and make him miss and kick him and really blast him with big kicks, because no matter how hard he hits, I still kick harder than he hits.
Yeah, right. So it's one of those fights on a great card that really makes it difficult to really pick like the fight of the night. Take your guys out of it. You guys obviously the co-main event with is it a change? It's
OSP.
Yeah, OSP and Hua. So now you've got to change. Take your fight out of it. What's fight of the night on that card?
Probably the main event. OSP's a stud. He's that crazy black elite that's just
strong, quick, explosive. Yeah. Just comes from no place. Quick learner, comfortable in there. Doesn't show any fear. Like he's just that guy. He's just one of those guys. And Hua, he's falling off, but he's Hua. It's like at some point you're getting kicked. At some point he's going to do a double spin kick on you. At some point he's going to crack you with the right hand. It's the question is, can you survive it?
Yeah, and he's going to hit you with some heat. It's going to hurt, and I just pray for some vintage pride. Shogun comes back and just does some brilliant violence that is just, pray to the war gods.
How much fun would that be to all of a sudden have Hua be back? Well, look at that. He's back again.
He's unstoppable. That's the kind of guy to worry about.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how it all pulls together. It's interesting that you're only doing Bikram twice a week. Are you giving up other workouts because of Bikram? Because let's be honest, you're doing it because your girlfriend wants to do it. You want to keep your home happy. You want to keep your nightlife exciting. So you're working. We've all been there. We're men. We do what we got to do to get another notch from a headboard. Are you giving up other workouts to hit Bikram? Is Bikram actually one of those things where you're like, I really feel the benefit of this in my workouts?
I feel the benefit. I'm giving up. I wasn't doing it. I do it later in camp, or when she's in town because we live 500-600 miles apart. So I don't do it that much. I've just started to do it the last couple weeks, and I've kind of gotten rid of that on Tuesday, Thursday, my 2-a-day, and kind of done, or I'll do sprints before, and then go to Bikram. And now this week it's just Bikram, and then I go at night and work out. Because the last 2 weeks just get your heart rate up and just relax. But yeah, Bikram started as just me trying to get laid. It was just my girlfriend loves it, and then I realized the benefit of it, and now I find myself as a mainly vegan Bikram having guy that is just, I don't know. I'm changing, and it's for the better, I think.
I started it for the same reasons. Started doing yoga, and now I wish I had actually had it in my program a lot sooner. I wish I had done it when I was still competing, because I see the benefit now. My shoulder actually moves now. My knee doesn't hurt as much. My arthritis is going away, and I'm doing it 3-4 times a week. I'm in the middle of yoga, maybe a little bit more right now because I'm trying to get ready for a film role. But usually, it's something that I could have added to my training camp. I could have, come middle training camp, skipped some of my other strength and conditioning workouts, and moved and went into yoga, and been so much better that night when it's time for hard sparring.
Exactly, and we overtrain as a whole. I mean, we are savages. We overtrain in every aspect of everything. And like when people do 3 a days, I'm like, you're stupid. Like,
it makes no sense.
Yeah, 3 workouts a day, you're just going to hurt yourself. Limit it to 2 good workouts a day, and then spend equal amount of time recovering. Like, I do cryo every single day.
Okay.
Well, 5-6 days a week. I do CVAC a couple days a week, which is that hyperbaric chamber pod. I do my physical therapy. I get 3 massages a week. So it's a lot of time spent recovering.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a little creepy. He is just as creepy as your uncle would think.
Yes.
Ian McCall, have a great fight, man. This is another great card they're putting together for us. I can't wait to see how you and John finish up. And I'm picking you. It's either you or the main event for Friday night. That's how it's going to break down for me. So
definitely, thank you. It'll be a good one, and I'm excited to go back to Brazil. Brazil always treats me good. I talk a lot of shit on John, but Brazil as a whole I love. And it's still the first time I've heard of Uberlandia, but I'm sure it's going to be good. And I know Manaus has amazing food, so I'll be excited for after the fight.
Incredible food. It's incredible food in Manaus. Like it's amazing. I went down there and I put on 30 pounds because I couldn't stop eating. So yeah, be warned. Be warned. After making weight, you'll be okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
All right, Ian. We'll talk to you soon, bud. Have a great rest of the day.
See you, man.